with us. If you're watching this, you might be looking for training certifications, workshops, webinars, or conferences that is affordable, accessible, reliable, and commendable. Stellar Training Consultancy Services can help you with your certification needs. From leadership and administrative trainings to general topics, we got it all here. With partners being served such as Department of Health, Philippine Coast Guard, Department of Labor and Employment, Department of Trade Industry, and many more organizations and agencies. There's no more reliable provider than STCS. So hurry, send us a message, and find excellence with STCS.
Ama namin, pakinggan mo po ang pagtawag namin sa iyong banal na pangalan. Basbasan mo po ang aming pagtitipon at kami kaluguran mo sa araw na ito. Pagyamanin mo po, Panginoon, at maging nakaayon sa iyong kalooban ang aming pagkikita-kita mula sa simula hanggang katapusan. Masalamin nawa namin ang layunin mong dakila sa aming buhay at may sagawa namin ngayon ang aming mga gawain na may kabutihan at pag-ibig sa aming kapwa. Kami po'y naninikluhod sa iyong harapan na kami iyong patnubayan at iwaksi sa aming kaisipan ang anumang masasamang kaisipan, inggit at pakikipag-alit sa aming mga kasama. Bigyan mo kami ng sapat na lakas at katalinuhan upang maibahagi naman namin ang aming makakaya sa aming mga kasama sa pagtitipon na ito. Panalangin namin ang lahat ng ito sa pangalan ng iyong bugtong na anak na si Jesus. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, helas ng sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iinit, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magdidinig, luman ang araw ng walhagin pagsingka, buhay langit sa piling mo, ang inigaya na pagkay mag-aami, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
All right. Hello. Good afternoon. Can you hear me and see me clearly? Yan. Good afternoon po. Can you please confirm if you can hear me clearly? Thank you. All right. Thank you so much for that confirmation. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Junmar Hidalgo, and I will be your resource speaker for this topic, transformational leadership training. Yan. So as I can see here, we have participants here. Um, okay, administrative assistants, and I can also see here, okay, some of you are on your workplace, I guess, no? So it's totally fine, no? Just listen to the discussion that we will be having. Hopefully, we'll be able to absorb the knowledge and the discussion that we're going to take or tackle on this session. So I know maybe most of you are actually looking forward or are expecting to become a leader in your organization. So some of you are actually looking forward for a career development. And this topic, no, transformational leadership, is actually a great topic for everyone, especially for those handling executive positions, because some of the leaders in the organization really need to know how to be transformational or how you can influence others, no, in order for them to follow suit, no, what you wanted to happen, no, that's according what you wanted to see according to the goals and the visions of the organization, right? So right now, if I may ask everyone, no, how are you all doing? It's 1 p.m., no, sobrang tirik na yung araw, and I know that this time and onwards is going to be a very tiring hour, no? So, kamusta po ba kayo? Have you eaten your lunch already? Yan, I hope you're all doing good, no? I hope that you're all safe, no? Ang daming mga problema ngayon sa Pilipinas, not only in the Philippines, but also in the entire world. So, hopefully, we'll get spared, no? Sa mga danger along the way. We know that we cannot really avoid dangers from happening, but we can somehow not keep ourselves away from those. All right. So right now, okay, this is transformational leadership. Our training rules. Yan. This was already forwarded to you through email, so I won't go through with that anymore. Next, okay. Okay, our intended learning outcomes for this afternoon. First one, participants will be able to understand the meaning of transformational leadership, its advantage and its benefits. So yan. Napakaraming style of leadership, no? Or types of leadership, but for this focus, no, for this topic, our focus will be on the transformational leadership, its advantage and its benefits. Participants will be able to learn and apply the 4 components of transformational leadership, or commonly referred to as the 4 I's. Yeah, we're going to discover also what the 4 I's are. Yeah, participants will be able to understand their and evaluate leadership styles, and evaluate their leadership styles. Participants will be able to identify what leadership styles they are applying in certain situations, and participants will be able to enhance personal attributes to become transformational in the workplace as a leader. Ayan. So those are our intended learning outcomes. Ayan. For this, ayan, I would like to ask everyone, we have knowledge check muna. Okay? Knowledge check muna tayo. All right. You may type in the chat box or open your microphone, no, to make it more interactive. The question is, what does being transformational mean to you? Yeah. Yeah, you may type it in the chat box, no? What does being transformational mean to you? Ayan. Okay. I'll be waiting for your answers on the chat box. Being transformational, no? If we talk about transformational leadership, It means a lot, no? Especially that you're a leader, you should be able to influence your people, no? And with that being said, no? Okay. So we have an answer. Let me just check. Ma'am Loressa. Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Loressa. Sabi ni Ma'am Loressa, it's improving ourselves. Yeah, transformational leadership. Okay, transformational, that's it, no? When there's an improvement in yourself, there's a change. And change is the basic component of being transformational. Diba? So, tama yung sinabi ni Ma'am Loressa. If you wanted, no, to become transformational, there should be always an improvement for on yourself. Ayan. So, dapat may improvements tayo. Yeah. Next question that we have here. All right. How do you transform your employee into a performing individual? Ayan. Just a knowledge check, no? Currently, what you are doing, no? What are you doing to improve, no? The performance of your employee? Ayan. Ano ba yung ginagawa natin currently? Yan. Sabi ni Sir Romnick. Thank you so much, Sir Romnick. Influence them with good skills and attitude. Ayan, napakagandang sinabi ni Sir Romnick, no? That's very good, no? If you wanted your employees to perform well, or if you wanted your employees to perform at their optimum performance, we should be able to influence them with good skills and attitude, no? Attitude is always on the top of every characteristics of a person, di ba? Sabi nga nila, attitude is better than altitude. Kahit gaano kalaki yung achievement mo, kahit na naging doctor ka pa dyan, doctor of philosophy ka pa dyan, no? If your attitude is not well, no, or if your attitude is not well-rounded, you will still be, sabi nila, a trash. Yung sabi nila, no? So, for me personally, that's true, no? If you don't have any attitude, no, good attitude, let's say, wala pa rin, no? People will not get along with you. People will not appreciate you because of your attitude. Yeah, thank you so much for that, Sir Romnick. And we have Ma'am Janet, proper mentoring, of course, no? If you are aiming to transform your people or your employee, proper mentoring is one way to get there. Ayan. That's very good, Ma'am Janet. Thank you so much. Dapat din nating isipin talaga, no? We are not just going to think na, ay, gusto kong i-transform yung empleyado ko. Gusto kong mag-perform yung empleyado ko na magmaayos. Yan. If you're just going to think of it, if you're just going to make it as a goal without any actions, no, like mentoring, wala rin yung goal mo. Your goal will not be achieved. No, it will just become an idea, an ideology that you are making on your mind, no? Kasi wala kang action. To make it happen, you should be doing proper mentoring. Ayan. Si Ma'am Zo naman, be the role model with good performance. Ayan. Be the role model of your employee. Kasi nga, sabi nila, di ba? Whatever is the supervisor is doing in the organization, it is being reflected on the side of the employees or the subordinate. Pag lax yung ating supervisor, sometimes, no, it is going to emanate on our employees. Nakikita natin sa mga employees, ay, parang hindi sila seryoso dito, Parang relax na sila kahit na maraming ginagawa. Bakit kaya, no? If you're going to trace it back, it is being adopted because of what the supervisor or the executives are actually showing. So yun yung sabi natin ni Ma'am Zo, no? Be the role model with good performance, no? Good performance, ipakita mo, your employees will also produce good performance and good output. Hindi yung good role model na pang Victoria's Secret, no? Yung fashion lang, physical lang. But we are expecting you, no, as a supervisor or executives, as a leader, to be able to perform good and show it to your employees or subordinate. And we have from Ma'am Loresa, attitude and proper treatment to co-worker. Ayan, exactly. Yung iba, no? Actually, there's a statistics about that I don't know if you're going to believe it or if you're going to agree to me, but statistics shows that employees don't leave their job, don't leave the organization because of their job, but it's because of their supervisor or their manager. Sometimes kasi, no, nangyayari, our managers or supervisors or the executive in the organization are becoming hard on us, that it's becoming difficult for us also to adjust in the organization. Kapag sobrang toxic na ng organization, di ba? Um, hindi natin na-appreciate yung ating trabaho, hindi tayo nakakapag-perform ng maayos. And I've read somewhere, no, a vlog that if the organization is becoming toxic, no, tapos ikaw naaapektuhan ka na, later on you will not realize, but later on ikaw mismo nagiging toxic ka na rin. Kasi when everyone is becoming toxic, you will enter into survival mode, sabi nila. So of course, toxic na lahat sa paligid mo, you will then enter into survival mode and you will protect yourself without even knowing, no, without realizing na nagiging toxic ka na rin. And that's very dangerous in every organization. That is why if you are the leader in the organization, you should be able to create a sound environment, a proper treatment to your coworker, be a good role model, perform well, no? And promote good attitude in the workplace. All right? So thank you so much, everyone. Yan. So hindi pa tayo tapos. Pero I'm thanking you for answering our questions. Thank you so much. So right now, let's go ahead and have our introduction for this topic. Ayan. What is transformational leadership? Let's define what is transformational leadership here. Transformational leadership is defined as a leadership approach that causes change in individuals and social systems. Yan. Sabi ni Ma'am kanina, Ma'am Loresa, improving yourself now creates change in individuals and the social system. In its ideal form, it creates valuable and positive change in the followers with the end goal of developing followers into leaders. Yan yung main goal natin, no, as a leaders. Sabi nila, good leaders create another leader. Diba? I don't know if that's the exact saying, no, but it's the thought na kapag leader ka, you create also, your goal is to create also another leader within your team. And you should not be afraid to create one, no? Yung iba kasi, no, mostly, nakikita ko, because I'm an organizational developer, no? Companies are actually asking for consultations with me. So I have observed that some managers and supervisors are afraid to develop their team members or subordinates to become future leaders because of the fear na masurpass sila ng kanilang subordinates or their subordinates will surpass them. Ayan. Are you familiar with that? Would you agree that some managers are like that, no? Afraid to develop their subordinates kasi they're afraid na baka malamangan sila ng kanilang subordinates, no? Well, if that's the case, no, we should not really be afraid of that kasi as a leader, no, as a supervisor, our main goal really is to perform well, to be able to show to our subordinates that we are a leader worthy of being followed. Yan. And with that being said, kapag napakita mo sa yung subordinates that you are performing well, you are creating a leader among themselves, no? So yun yung dapat na ginagawa natin. Ayan. Moreover, transformational leadership inspires people to achieve unexpected or remarkable results. Yan. It gives workers autonomy over specific jobs as well as the authority to make decisions once they have been trained. This induces a positive change in the followers' attitude and the organization as a whole. Ayan. So tamang-tama yung mga sinabi ninyo kanina, no, about attitude, about becoming a role model, about improving, no, oneself. So that is basically the elements or the basic goals of being transformational. Now, we'll have here a comparison of the leadership methods. We have here the transformational leader, servant leader, and transactional leader. A lot of our organization supervisors, managers, and executives are actually practicing this kind of leadership method, no, or doing this kind of leadership method. They may vary because of the organization, but some of them are actually, forced to become such, um, are to do such leadership method. The first one that we have here is the leadership, transformational leadership. Ano ba yung transformational leadership? It focuses on motivating and inspiring followers to identify creative solutions. Ayan. So yan yung focus ng ating transformational leadership. Motivating and inspiring followers to identify creative solutions. Servant leadership naman, if you're focusing on supporting followers and meeting their needs first. Yan sabi nila, di ba? I actually met a servant leader, no? In our school before kasi I have worked in a higher education institution before, no? And one of the leaders there or office head there is doing this servant leadership. So yung tawag namin sa kanya is Mother of Perpetual Help. Kasi talagang inuuna niya talaga yung pagsuporta sa mga needs ng kanyang mga tauhan. Or in fact, nakikita naman namin na talagang nag-struggle siya to provide the needs of her people. But kahit anong mangyari talaga, pinipilit niya na mai-provide yon. Kaya tinawag namin siyang Mother of Perpetual Help. Ayan. Next is transactional leadership. Ayan. Transactional leaders recognize employee efforts through rewards and punishment. Ayan. So, kapag sinabi natin transactional leaders or transactional leadership, it doesn't really mean that it's negative, no? Actually, the thought of having multiple leadership method is that anytime, whatever the situation requires you to use, no, we can change into being transformational, into transactional, depending on the need in the situation. There are times that we needed to be transactional, no, to become a transactional leaders, especially if we wanted to recognize employee efforts, to rewards, or if there are times that may mga matitigas talaga na ulo ng mga employees, di ba? And we need to punish them. We needed to show that any violation or anything done wrong is being accompanied with a punishment. Ayan. So whatever leadership method you will be doing, there's nothing bad on that, no? Remember that our leadership method or the way how we do our leadership is dependent on the situation. Sometimes kailangan natin maging transformational, inspire, motivate our people. Sometimes naman kailangan nating maging Mother of Perpetual Help to support our followers in meeting their needs. And sometimes naman kailangan nating pakita na maging transactional, no? To reward and to punish them, whatever happens. Ayan. So, that's transformational, servant leadership, and transactional leadership. Ayan. So, i-correct lang natin yung ating thought, no? Kasi most of the people I have interviewed when it comes to asking about being transactional leader, negative talaga kaagad yung thought nila, no? Negative kaagad, but it's nothing so negative. What's negative is that if you're becoming transactional all throughout, no, kapag transactional ka na and you're abusing it or you're being abused. Say for example, transactional ka and you're abusing it. No, ginagawa mo palagi punish lang. Reward lang, no? So that's being abusive on the power that you have. Servant leadership naman minsan or most of the time, ito yung type of leadership na talagang na-abuse ng ating mga empleyado kasi sobrang bait mo, no? You're providing their needs. You're too focused on providing their needs. So, talagang na-abuse siya. Yan. So, that is why, no? Dependent on the situation, you should transform yourself into different, you should be doing different types of methods. So right now, let's check here the comparison of leadership methods according to the BBL. No? Let's check here the video. Okay.
Poor leaders make today
Ayan. Are you able to hear it, if I may ask? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for the confirmation, Ma'am Jo and Ma'am Marilyn.
worse for everyone by using coercive power. Transactional leaders make today better by rewarding good performance. In contrast, transformational leaders are focused on making tomorrow better. They do this in 4 ways. Firstly, vision. Transformational leaders create a noble vision to work towards that inspires others. Secondly, authenticity. Transformational leaders are authentic in their commitment to the mission, not just to personal gain. Their integrity inspires the team to take action. Thirdly, a growth mindset. Transformational leaders cultivate their team's professional and personal development. They invest time and energy, knowing their effort will eventually bear fruit. And they recognize both an individual's effort as well as their performance. And finally, creativity. Transformational leaders encourage team members to develop ideas, work with flair, and embrace originality. They allow measured risks, which helps to foster a culture of innovation. In short, teams with transformational leaders are constantly being transformed for the better. To review, transformational leaders work towards a noble vision, act with authenticity and honesty, adopt a growth mindset, and promote creativity and new ideas. Creativity and
All right. So that's the comparison for the leadership methods, no? Specifically for the transformational leaders. Ayan. As a recap, if you are a transformational leader, you work towards a noble vision. So you have a common goal. No? You should be able to set one in your organization. Act with authenticity and honesty, adopt a growth mindset, and promote creativity and new ideas. So if you're a transformational leader, you're aiming for always transforming to better your employees in the organization. Yeah.
new ideas.
So, all right. Thank you so much. So now let's check the benefits of the transformational leadership here. What are the benefits of having transformational leadership or doing transformational leadership in the workplace? So it establishes strong relationship first, no? Because you're continuous, because it's a transformational leadership, there's a personal touch and there's an engagement between you and your employees. Kasi my mentoring, no, my coaching. So therefore, since there is a contact between you and your employees, you'll be able to establish strong relationship with your coworkers. Next is serves as an ideal influence. Ayan, yung sinabi ni Ma'am kanina, no, na serve or become a role model, no? So that serving as an ideal influence helps bring enthusiasm and motivation in being and encourages learning and stimulates creativity. reduces employee turnover. So dito, no, let's talk about it one by one. So establish a strong relationship. Transformational leaders are conscious of the fact that in order to build a strong business, one must start with building sturdy and healthy relationship. All strong relationships rely on honest and transparent communication. Yan. Totoo yan, di ba? If you wanted your organization, if you wanted your business to become successful, we must make it sure na may maganda tayong relationship with each other. Ayan. Most of the time, hindi nagiging successful yung business because there's no understanding, no common understanding between the co-workers. Nahihirapan yung organization to move forward, no? To move forward because of the ongoing conflicts, yung mga ganong bagay, conflicts and mga girian, no, arguments in the workplace. So always, no, to maintain sturdy and healthy relationship, we must have honest and transparent communication. No? Kapag may mga changes sa organization, you should be able to communicate it well with your employee. No? Baka naman, isang araw, mas masurpresa na lang yung masurpresa yung mga empleyado mo kasi, hala, may changes pala on the way how we are going to be paid every month, no? May changes pala on how we are going to get our pay. Ayan, bakit hindi nila sinabi? So that with that being said, no, if there's no transparency, if the changes are not being communicated, the relationship that you have with your coworkers will be tarnished, no? Maapektuhan yung relationship mo with them. Forging relationship with the team helps minimize internal conflicts and develop unique talents within the team. Ultimately, transformational leaders help eliminate unhealthy relationship and encourage harmony within the team. Ayan. May I request our participants to type in, rate your how healthy your relationship with each other in the organization where you belong right now. From 1 to 10, no? 10 being the most healthy relationship. Ayan, rating it, the relationship that you have. 1 being the lowest. Gaano po ka-healthy yung relationship niyo in the workplace? Wow! We have 9 from Ma'am Janet. Ayan, that's very wonderful to hear, no? To see that you have a very healthy relationship. If ganyan ka-healthy yung ating relationship in the workplace, no, talagang very vibrant tayo pumapasok sa opisina, no? We are always motivated. We are less stressed yung ating nararamdaman. And we are always being we are always enjoying our day-to-day tasks. Sabi naman ni Ma'am Marilyn, 7. Ayan, medyo meron siguro mga conflicts pa rin, no? Or others, but that's totally fine, no? We cannot really avoid also conflicts from happening, especially if the organization is big, no? If the organization is so big, ganun kalaki, then this is just a reasonable score. 8 naman ka, Ma'am Loressa. Wow. Ma'am Sir Romnick is 9. That's good to hear. Ma'am Jezreel is 8 and Ma'am Zoe is 8 as well. All right. So, salamat ako kasi walang nagbigay ng 5. Ayan, chaos na yung 5, no? I cannot really imagine ano yung magiging itsura ng opisina if you're going to rate your relationship 5. Siguro, actually, no, one of the reasons kung bakit mataas yung turnover in the organization is because of the relationship you had with each other. Diba? Nawawala yung interest ng mga empleyado mo to work in your organization if the environment or if the relationship that's being established in the organization is not good. No? Maraming nagre-resign, maraming umaalis, no, nag-aawol, no? Because they are no longer enjoying it. Okay? They're no longer happy in the organization. From being an engaged employee, nagiging disengaged employee sila. It's because of that. Okay? So always remember, no, to establish strong relationship in the workplace. The next one that we have here is it serves as an ideal influence. Ayan. Transformational leaders model the behavior that they want their teammates to personify. Ayan. Sino yung nagsabi kanina nito? Ayan. So sabi ni Ma'am Zo kanina, no, be the role model. Ayan. So tama yun. Ayan. Zo ba or Zoe? Ayan.
Zoe.
Ayan. Zoe pala. Sorry, ma'am. Ayan. Ma'am Zoe. Sabi ni Ma'am Zoe, no? Tama-tama yung sinabi ni Ma'am Zoe kanina. Initially, nung tinanong natin, sabi niya, be a good role model. Ayan. So, leaders, transformational leaders, model the behavior that they want their teammates to personify, which means na kapag pumasok ka sa opisina na galit, gustong manakit, no? Gustong manapak, ayan. Papasok ka pa lang sa opisina, pag bukas mo ng pintuan, nakakunot na yung noo mo. So, that also affects the way how your employees feel all throughout the day. Kapag galit ka nung pumasok sa opisina, it will create negative vibes, no, negative aura on the office, and hindi mo namamalayan na nagiging mainitin na rin yung ulo ng ating mga empleyado. I experienced that one before when I tried to work in a BPO company. Ayan. Yung mga team leaders biglang sumisigaw, naninigaw. Ayan. Kaya nagsisigawan na sa buong floor kasi galit yung leader, no? And nape-personify siya ng kanyang mga teammates. A transformational leader walks the walk and earns the trust and respect of their teammates. These leaders quickly grasp the needs of the team and help them achieve their objectives with satisfaction, which on a greater scale enhances the growth of the business. Ayan. So always, no, be a good role model. Ayan. Kasi kung ano yung nakikita ng ating mga empleyado, yun din yung kanilang gagayahin. Say for example, si supervisor palaging late. Ayan. Ay, palaging late si boss. Ayan, okay lang pala maging late dito. So late din ako kasi hindi rin naman niya mapapansin. Mauuna lang ako sa kanya ng konti pero late pa rin. Ayan. So whatever you're doing, no, is going to be shown on the behavior on your teammate. Ayan. Kaya nga kapag during audit, no, nangyayari, kapag may mga audits na nangyayari, tapos nakikita na ganito yung output ng inyong employees, no? Tinatanong ka agad si supervisor because ano bang ginawa ni supervisor? Ano bang ginawa mo as a supervisor? Talagang ikaw yung tatanungin, no? You will be held accountable because everything starts with you. Okay? The actions that's being adopted or absorbed, the attitude, no, is going to be accounted to you. All right, so next that we have here, helps bring enthusiasm and motivation into being. Ayan. So magpapa-reading mode ako, no? May I request si Ma'am Zoe, ayan, to read this one for us, if that's okay. Ayan. Ayan, nawala si Ma'am Zoe. Ayan, nagka-problema yata. Are you there, Ma'am Zoe? Ayan. So wala si Ma'am Zoe. Let's have, ayan, nandyan na
Yes,
si
sir.
Ma'am.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Can you please read this one for us?
We all know enthusiasm is highly contagious. Transformational leaders are usually eager and upbeat, and in turn, exert the same positive influence on the people around them. They motivate the employees by their behavior and use of effective communication. Effective communication and the ability to motivate go hand in hand with each other. Poor communication is a hindrance to employee engagement.
All right. Thank you so much, Ma'am Zoe. And nahirapan patuloy si Ma'am Zoe. Parang dalawa yung camera ni Ma'am Zoe, device na ginagamit ni Ma'am Zoe. Ayan. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Hindi kasi stable yung internet ngayon sir dito.
I see. Yeah, that's totally understandable. Ganun talaga yung Pilipinas. All right. So helps bring enthusiasm and motivation into being. That's transformational leadership, no? Alam natin that if we are going to show enthusiasm in the workplace, no, as a leader, it will be, it will be very contagious, no? Your enthusiasm will also give certain motivational factor to our employees. This will make them, no, be eager, no, to work or to perform well in the workplace. Kapag lax naman si supervisor natin, medyo pabanjing-banjing lang, no? Talagang your employees will also not be able to get motivated in doing their work. Yeah. So being transformational helps bring enthusiasm and motivation to being. The next one that we have here encourages learning and stimulates creativity. One of the other benefits that we have here. Okay. So let's have, if it's okay, let's have, okay, let's Ma'am Marilyn Monroe.
Hello po.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon po. Benefits of transformational leadership, in addition to working towards a unified goal and improving self-morale and satisfaction in employees, transformational leaders encourage their employees to continue improving by creating opportunities to face new challenges. They help their teammates discover their own capabilities by bringing them out of their comfort zone.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Ma'am Marilyn, with the very wonderful background, no? Nasa beach. Ayan. I really love that. Sana ganyan tayo, no? Working, not working from home, but working from the beach. All right. So encourages learning and stimulates creativity. That's one benefit of being transformational in the workplace. Kapag transformational ka kasi, no? You're improving the moral of your employees, transforming them and encouraging them to be able to become creative. Bakit ba sila nagiging creative? Paano sila nagiging creative? They will become creative if you are going to ask them of their ideas. No? They will not become creative kapag hindi mo rin tinatanong sa kanila, uy, ano yung pwede mong masuggest? Kasi ganito yung plano natin for next month. What would you suggest for this project or for this plan? Ayan. If you're going to ask them about their suggestions, no, that will stimulate creativity among themselves, bringing them out to their comfort zone. Ayan. So dapat, no, if you're a leader, you will always and continuously ask them of their suggestion. If it's possible to ask their suggestion, always consider to ask their suggestion. This way, you are encouraging them to learn more about the situation, to learn more about the transaction that you have, and to stimulate creativity in the workplace. Ayan. And we have here, the next one that we have is reduces employee turnover. Employee retention is crucial for an organization's success, partially because finding and training new employees costs so much, and partially because high employee turnover can lower team morale and create roadblocks in the work processes. By boosting employee morale and by helping them achieve personal satisfaction, transformational leaders are often able to retain more employees than other common leadership styles. Ayan. Let me share to you a secret, no? Kasi I am a human resource, no, developer as well, certified human resource associate. So if you are an HR or a leader in the organization, you must make it sure na mababa yung turnover, employee turnover in the workplace. Bakit, no? Bakit natin kailangan gawin yan? It's because it will be very expensive for you to hire another employee, to train them, no? To look for them, to send advertisement, flyers, no? Just to fill in a specific vacant position. Now, because instead of spending a lot of money to train new employees, to look for new employees, to fill in a position, why not strengthen your retention policy? Diba? We have retention policies na nakakaligtaan ng mga organization kasi they think that employees are expendable resource, no, napapalitan. But of course, this is going to hurt also the organization. And if you wanted to be cost efficient and cost effective in every transaction that you do, one way to be cost effective and cost efficient is to make it sure na mas maganda yung ating retention policy kaysa sa hiring policy natin. Ayan. In that way, we reduce the employee turnover, we maintain good talent in the workplace, and we make use of those people who are already knowledgeable about the transaction that we have in the workplace. Yan yung common mistake ng mga HR, ng mga organization, no? They let their employees leave, no, without even negotiating because they are afraid to spend, no? But in the long run, kapag dumalis na yun, nag-resign, and you granted the resignation of your employee, talagang mas napapalaki yung gastos mo because you're doing the hiring process, training employees, no, and some sort of. So dapat, no, again, boost your employee morale, okay, by achieving or by giving them their personal satisfaction. Okay, that's for you to reduce employee turnover. But of course, in your sense din naman, in your side, do not offer something that would make your organization operate at a loss, no? Or kahit na paluging-palugi ka na, bibigay mo pa rin. No? It's not like that. It should be a win-win negotiation for both of you. No? It should be beneficial for the employee. It should be beneficial also for the organization. Ayan. So that's how we can win every resignation process. All right. So now we will be talking about 4 components of commercial yun, motor. 4 components of transformational leaders or leadership. But before that, do you have any questions regarding our benefits or for our previous topics? Wala pa? Wala po? Ayan. So I hope everything was clear, no? The explanation was clear and the examples were clear as well. Now let's go or move forward to our 4 components of transformational leadership. And by the way, just wanted to inform everyone that the copy of the presentation and the recording of this session will also be provided to you through email together with your certification. May ibibigay na link sa inyo kung saan ninyo ma-access yung presentation and the recording. So it will be forwarded to you on one email, no? Makikita yung link doon, pati yung certificate as an attachment. All right. So 4 components of the transformational leadership. Okay, 4 I's of transformational leadership. To be an effective leader, the manager must influence his or her associates in a positive way to reach the goals of the organization. A transformational leadership approach can help managers become exceptional leaders. There are 4 factors to transformational leadership. First one we have here, okay, also known as the 4 I's. 4 I's. First I is the idealized influence. Then we have the inspirational motivation. We also have the intellectual stimulation and the individualized consideration. These four I's will become the factors, no, or should be present, become the elements of you being transformational or of your transformational leadership. Yeah. So let's talk about this one by one. Ano yung idealized influence, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, and individual consideration. So first one, we have the individual idealized influence. Ganyan. So may I have Ma'am Loressa, if that's okay, if you can turn on your microphone. Can you please read this one to us? Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Idealized influence describes managers who are exemplary role models for associates. Managers with idealized influence can be trusted and respected by associates to make good decisions for the organizations. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So in idealized influence, this is the first factor or element of being transformational. Dapat, no, maging role model tayo. Yan. So that's basically it, becoming a role model, no, and should be trusted and respected by the associates in the organization. Yan. Next that we have here, inspirational motivation. Ayan. Pag inspirational motivation naman, for inspirational motivation, let's have Ma'am Jezreel, if that's okay. Ma'am Jezreel. Ayan, nandyan po ba si Ma'am Jezreel? Ayan, this is the second factor. Parang wala pa si Ma'am Jezreel. So let's jump to servants. Okay, that's okay. Servants, Christian. Are you there? Or are you here? Parang...
Hello, sir. I'm here. Hello, sir.
All right. Yes,
I'm
sir.
listening, sir.
Okay, sir. Can you please read this one to us, sir?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir. Can you please read this one to us? Inspirational motivation. Nawala si sir. Ayan, nawala si sir. How about si Ma'am Janet? Ayan, are you there, Ma'am Janet? Nawala pa si Ma'am Janet. How about si Ma'am Che? Are you there? Knock, knock. Who's there? Ayan, parang nawawala lahat. Na-missing na lahat.
Sir, I'm here.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Sino yan? Si Ma'am Loressa. Okay, tapos na si Ma'am
Yes.
Loressa. All right, so I'll be reading this one instead, no? Okay, so inspirational motivation describes managers who motivate associates to commit to the vision of the organization. So on being transformational, you should also become inspirational. No? Urge or encourage your people, no, to commit to the vision of the organization. Every business or every organization has its own vision and mission or goals, no? So dapat pare-pareho kayo ng inyong vision in the organization. Your employees, the supervisors should have the same vision in the organization. Managers with inspirational motivation encourage team spirit to reach goals of increased revenue and market growth of the organization. Ayan. So, dapat, no, Whatever your organization goals are, dapat nabibigyan natin ng pansin yan. We should be focusing on that. Hindi pwede na may goal tayo as a team, as an organization. However, we are not really following the path to achieving that goal. So these goals that we have will become our guiding steps, no? Or our guiding road for us to direct ourselves into success. Ayan. Next that we have is the intellectual stimulation. Describes managers who encourage innovation and creativity through challenging the normal beliefs or views of a group. Managers with intellectual stimulation promote critical thinking and problem solving in an effort to make the organization better. Ayan. So in the intellectual stimulation, you encourage, no, you stimulate their intellectual capacity. No, as a leader, as a transformational leader, you stimulate the intellectual capacity of your employees, no? Encourage them to be innovative and creative in by challenging them in every situation, no? Paano ba? Again, we consult them of their ideas. We consult them of their knowledge. Ayan. Oh, it's okay, Sir Vance. Thank you so much for letting us know. Okay, that's totally fine. Okay, now we have individual consideration. Describes managers who act as coaches and advisors to the associates. Managers with individual consideration encourage associates to reach goals that help both the associates and the organization. So individualized consideration, meaning you have a personal approach to each of your associates or each of your employees. Hindi pwede na kung paano mo in-approach, for example, kung paano mo in-approach si Ma'am Loresa, ganun din yung pagkaka-approach mo kay Ma'am Marilyn. So it should not be the same way, no? You should have a personalized way of approaching or for providing the needs of your employee, no? Kapag si Ma'am Loresa kailangan niya ng tulong when it comes to the usage of the tools that you have or the system that you have in the organization. So syempre, you will be mentoring or coaching Ma'am Loresa with that, no? Pag si Ma'am Marilyn naman humingi ng tulong, okay, you should ask anong tulong yung hinihiling niya, and it should be personalized as well. Okay? So overall, these are our 4 I's. Each of the 4 components describes characteristics that are valuable to the transformation process. When managers are strong role models, encouragers, innovators, and coaches, they are utilizing the 4 I's to help transform their associates into better, more productive, and successful individuals. Ayan. So as you can see here, good role models. Ayan. Ano ba yung role models natin? It's the idealized influence. Next, we have encouragers. Okay? Meaning, you are providing motivation. You are inspiring them. Okay? And yung ating intellectual stimulation naman, in short, you are innovators. You are parang sparking creativity on their minds, no? Stimulating their intellectual capacity. And we have coaches, which means individualized consideration. You mentor them you coach them according to their needs, no? So in short, no, ito yung in short natin. If we say idealized influence, you are a role model. If you are inspirational motivation, encouragers, no? Pag sinabi naman nating intellectual stimulation, innovators. And pag sinabi nating individual consideration, it's the coaches. Ayan. Overall, effective transformational leadership results in performance that exceed organizational expectations. So if you have these 4, or if you practice all of these four, no, while you are being transformational, you are okay, doing performance beyond expectation. Meaning, you're performing at your optimum performance. No, hindi lang nagpe-perform kayo na mediocre lang, mediocre level, but you're performing at your optimum performance or at the topmost performance that you can exert at the very moment. All right. So now let's watch this 4 components of transformational leadership. This is a summary. So let's watch this video.
Transformational leadership is a very effective style of leadership, and decades of leadership research has shown that it leads to a wide variety of positive outcomes. Followers of transformational leaders are motivated, engaged, satisfied, have positive attitudes, experience less stress and burnout, and perform at higher than expected levels. In order to be a transformational leader, one is required to perform behaviors that fall roughly into 4 broad categories. The first category, which is called idealized influence, includes behaviors that involve becoming a strong role model for your followers or your subordinates. You can become a strong role model by working very hard and by setting a positive example for everyone around you. If your followers see you working conscientiously and diligently day in and day out, odds are that they will begin to respect you and admire you. A second way by which you can become a strong role model is by being uncompromisingly ethical. Through your words, you can communicate to your followers that you have high moral and ethical standards, and through your actions, you can communicate that you stick to your high moral and ethical standards even when the going gets tough. A third way would be to emphasize to your followers the importance of having a common mission and make self-sacrifices to help your followers to realize that mission. Enacting such behaviors will earn their respect, and they will want to identify with you and with what you stand for. The second category of behaviors is called inspirational motivation. It involves developing a promising vision for the future and then clearly communicating that vision to your followers through the use of inspiring stories, vivid imagery, and captivating symbols. It also includes making emotional appeals to your followers and urging them to work harder and go above and beyond their roles and responsibilities in the pursuit of this shared vision. Such appeals, especially if made by someone that they greatly respect and admire, often result in a high level of commitment and performance. The third category of behaviors is called intellectual stimulation. It includes encouraging followers to look at day-to-day problems from different perspectives and allowing them to come up with creative solutions to those problems. It also involves supporting your subordinates as they think outside the box and try new methods to solve existing problems. This might mean that you might have to have a certain amount of tolerance for mistakes that are made in the process, because thinking outside the box and developing creative solutions can sometimes backfire. A good transformational leader does not let the fear of mistakes constrain the creativity of his or her subordinates and provides them with a supportive environment where they can take calculated risks. The fourth and final category of behaviors is called individualized consideration. This includes coaching and helping your followers to achieve their goals. It also involves providing a supportive climate and carefully listening to their needs so that you can help them to fulfill those needs. The type of coaching that you can offer your followers may vary depending upon who is in need of help. For some followers, you might have to provide explicit guidance regarding how to get a job done, while for some others, you might have to offer them the resources that they need and let them figure out the solution on their own. These are the 4 types of behaviors which, if you perform consistently, will make you a transformational leader that people respect and admire. And as noted previously, decades of research has shown that being a transformational leader pays huge dividends. If you liked this video, please consider sharing it with someone else who might find it useful, and stay tuned for more similar content in the future.
All right. So that is the summary of the 4 I's of the transformational leadership. Ayan. So let me just, okay. All right. So now we'll be having our activity. Okay, this is a quiz B. All right. The activity is simple, just like any typical quiz B. The participants will be answering group of questions given by the host. The participants to answer will be held as a winner. Okay, so we'll be flashing questions here. All that you needed to do is to type in the chat box what color, no? What color is your answer? Is it red? Is it yellow? Is it white? Or is it blue? Here is the first question. Okay. This is a leadership method that focuses on supporting followers and meeting their needs first. Ayan, what color is the answer? All right. Is it red? Transformational leadership, is it yellow? Transactional leadership, is it white? Poor leadership, is it blue? Servant leadership. Sabi ni Sir Romnick, blue. Sabi ni Ma'am Zoe, ayan, blue. Ma'am Jezreel, color blue. Ma'am Loressa, color blue. All right, so let's check it here. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Servant leadership is the answer. Yung sinabi ko na mother of perpetual help. Yeah. You are a servant leader when you focus on the needs of the others before you consider your own. Servant leadership is a leadership philosophy in which the goal of a leader is to serve. Ayan. Next question that we have here. This is a leadership method that recognizes employee efforts through rewards and punishments. Red, yellow, white, or blue. Yeah, for 1 million pesos. All right. So the answer is, and most of you answered yellow, 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 yellow. Ayan. Ayan. Are you sure? Yellow? Yellow, yellow. Ayan. Parang nasilaw sila kasi magkapareho yung spelling, no? Ang answer is, all right. The answer is white. It's transactional because we're talking about rewards and punishment here, no? A transactional leader is someone who values order and structure. In transactional leadership, rewards and punishments are contingent upon the performance of the followers. Remember, when you reward or when you punish your employees, it should be contingent, no? Or dependent on the performance of the followers that you have. Hindi pwede na since you are able to do rewards or punishment, ginagawa mo na siya palagi. But it should be, there's a lot of consideration about that. All right. Nakakasilaw kasi ang yellow. True. Ayan. So next, here. Okay. This is one of the 4 I's of transformational leadership that talks about being able to encourage employees to increase revenue. Is it red, inspirational motivation? Is it yellow, intellectual stimulation? Is it white, individual consideration? And is it blue, idealized influence? Okay, remember, being able to encourage employees to increase revenue. Okay, yung encourager natin. Ayan, sabi ni Sir Romney. Ayan, idealized influence, blue. Ayan, how about the others? Okay, is it blue? Okay, red, yellow, white, or blue? Ayan. Ayan. Nagpalit ng sagot si Sir Romnick. Sabi niya red. Okay, let's check the answer. Okay, red din ka, Ma'am Jezreel. Let's check the answer here. All right. Inspirational motivation describes manager who motivate associates to commit to the vision of the organization. That's correct. Thank you so much. Next question. I guess this is the last one. All right. This is one of the 4 I's of transformational leadership that talks about being able to put attention to each employee in the organization. Ayan, alin ba dito yung sagot natin? Is it the red, yellow, white, or blue? Intellectual stimulation. We also have individualized consideration, idealized motivation. Idealized influence, inspirational motivation. Ayan, we have answers from Ma'am Zoe and Ma'am Sir Christian. Yellow, yellow, and we also have from Ma'am Jezreel. Romnick, Sir Romnick, and Ma'am Larissa. Yellow. Individualized consideration. Let's check. All right. Ayan, describes managers who act as a coaches and advisors to the associates. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so it goes to show that you are really listening to our discussion. Thank you so much for that. So we will now proceed to the leadership styles that we have. But before that, let us have a short break muna. So we can refresh our mind and drink water or ihi muna tayo. Okay, so let's have a short break. Please come back when the video ends. Thank you so much. Please stay there and please come back after the video ends. All right. So now we will be talking about the leadership styles. I hope you're all back. Thank you so much. Si Ma'am Marilyn, nakaupo lang talaga siya, no? All right. For the other participants, can you please give me a thumbs up so I can see here if you're already back? All right. Si Ma'am Marilyn, Ma'am Zoe is also back. Okay, Ma'am Larissa is also back. Thank you so much. And hopefully the others as well are back. So now let's talk about leadership style. So Ramnik, thank you so much also. All right, leadership styles, according to Daniel Goleman's styles. Now, over the decades, we have seen an evolution of differing management and leadership styles, all adapting to and being driven by societal and business needs, some being rationalized by the results they achieve. Goldman styles cover a wide range of options for the leader to adopt, depending on the circumstance and situation faced. So meron tayong anim dito na leadership style, no? We have the visionary, we have the coaching leadership style, affiliative, democratic, commanding, and pace setting. Ayan. So we'll be talking about it one by one. Okay, let's start with the autocratic or commanding leadership style. Ayan. So this is a style, okay? Yung kanina, yung pinag-usapan natin is a method, leadership method. So naman, this is a leadership style. Okay? So leadership style, autocratic, needed when fast decision-making is required. The team trusts the leader to make good decisions, and little or no team involvement is required. It saves time and can get quick results, but can affect communications down the line and miss opportunities where collaboration would identify other options to achieve results. Actually, this autocratic and commanding leadership style, minsan ginagawa natin ito, especially kapag it's close to deadline na, no? Kailangan we create fast decision, no? We have to do fast decision making. In that way, there will be no delays in the work anymore. Okay? This can only be achieved, yung autocratic or commanding leadership style natin. This can be achieved if our employees trust us as a leader, na naniniwala sila sa yung kakayahan to decide, no? Or to come up with the best decision as of the moment. Kasi nagmamadali kayo eh, no? May deadline. Ano ba yung kailangan natin gawin? Kailangan na yun mamaya. So, si sir na yung bahala kasi siya yung supervisor. Will trust you on your decision. It saves time, that's true, no? Kapag may decision making na, fast decision making na kailangan. It's true that it saves time, but it can also affect communications down the line, which means that you will miss the opportunities na kung sana napag-usapan yung solution na binigay natin, mas mas maganda tayong na-i-offer, no, na output. Kasi wala tayong oras na sapat, wala tayong sapat na oras, kaya kailangan natin ng fast decision making, no? Pero kung sana meron, mas maganda yung nagiging output natin. So yan yung autocratic or commanding leadership style. Next that we have here is democratic or participative. Ito naman yung kabaliktaran ng autocratic, no? Pag sinabi nating democratic, needed when buy-in from team members is required to move forward. Meaning you consult your team members, no? Before going forward, moving forward, you ask them, hey ma'am Zoe, hey ma'am Larissa, hey Sir Romney, hey Sir Leo, what do you think about this? Ano bang pwede nating gawin? Do you have any suggestions? So that's democratic or participative leadership. When you ask them, now when you ask the involvement of your people in finding solution, you collect every solution, no, or suggestion that your team members provided, and then later on you come up with whichever of those suggestions are beneficial or best for you. Okay, the leader involves more people in finding solutions, allowing creativity to drive performance forward. It can create a motivated, well-driven team and can also slow down the processes, as people need time to consider the options to go forward. The only downside for being democratic or participative is that kailangan talaga siya ng oras. 'Di ba? Kasi ikukonsulta mo pa sa kanila, team members. Itatanong mo pa sa kanila, what do they think about this? Then, later on, you will need to come up with the best solution. Hindi naman kasi pwede na, or hindi naman kasi possible na lahat ng mga suggestions, yun yung i-apply nyo. 'Di ba? So, pipili ka lang ng isa doon. And when choosing, selection process pa lamang, you will actually consume a lot of time on that. Okay? So, yung autocratic natin kanina, it's abrupt, no, decision making. Yung democratic naman natin is a time consuming din. No, kabaliktaran talaga silang dalawa. Next that we have here, affiliative leadership. Ayan, Goldman describes this style as building relationship, close communication, showing empathy. So an affiliative style creates a harmonious atmosphere when working through stressful conditions and circumstances. People feel motivated because there is a feeling of camaraderie, and the leader shows an understanding of the needs of the team through that empathetic relationship building. It's needed when the team is struggling and requires a helping hand. Etong affiliative leadership naman is very applicable when you feel that everyone in the organization is being stressed already. Say for example, may compliance report kayo, no? Kailangan nating tapusin to, kailangan nating mag-extend a little bit, mag-overtime a little bit. Kasi may compliance tayo sa CHED, may compliance tayo na kailangan gawin sa DepEd. Ayan, may report tayo na kailangan i-comply sa ating QMS. With that being said, napipil mo na na-stress sila, kailangan mo maging affiliative, no? You should be able to create a harmonious atmosphere to work, no, to be able to work, no, at the very best pa rin, even on the stressful conditions and circumstance. Yan yung affiliative leadership natin. You feel, no, you parang nagiging observant ka, no? Hindi ka nagiging manhid, nagiging observant ka sa nararamdaman currently ng iyong mga empleyado. You evaluate your current status in the organization, no? Ano ba yung nararamdaman ng aking mga empleyado ngayon? Are they stressed? Siyempre, stress siguro sila. Kasi may, for the past week, nagkaroon tayo ng compliance report at talagang pagod na pagod lahat ng ating mga empleyado. So what can I do? No, I should be able to motivate them, create any sort of engagement to promote wellness of our people, no? So yun yung dapat nating gawin. That's being affiliative in many sense, no? Next that we have here is the pace setter. Ayan, isa sa mga maganda din na leadership style. Ayan, pace setter leadership. Needed when a leader needs quick business results, often associated with sales and marketing targets. This leadership style talks about setting standards that needs to be achieved in time. Ayan. Take note of that, no? Setting standards that needs to be achieved in time. Ayan. Okay. This leadership style talks about the setting standards that needs to be achieved in time. When these standards were achieved, another standard arises. Ayan, napaka-demanding ng leadership style na ito, di ba? Kapag natapos or kapag na-achieve na ng team members ninyo yung current standard na sinet ninyo sa organization, you will then create another one. That's space setting, no? You create another one, you challenge your employees into achieving this one. Say for example, no? Say for example, okay team, for this month, kailangan makakota tayo. Ma-reach natin yung quota natin ng 50 million. Ayan. Kailangan natin ma-reach yung 50 million. And then, on the end of the month, you were able to reach that. You were able to accomplish that quota. No? So, therefore, you know the capability of your employees. Alam mo na kaya pala ng mga empleyado ko. So, let me try to set another standard. For next month, magsi-60 million kami. Ayan. So you set another one. Once you achieve your first goal, no, or first standard, you create another standard, as, and then and so on, no, until you greatly improve your organization or your operation. Okay, so that's pace setter leadership. Very often displayed by a salesperson who becomes sales manager. This style epitomizes high performance teams and allows motivation and competence to be self-developed and self-driven. Ayan, yan yung ating pace setter leadership. Yung coaching leadership naman, where the leader has an experienced team who needs support to get the task done, relying on the assistance of the leader when necessary. This style helps team members to learn quickly and effectively, putting ideas into action with the leader facilitating the growth and development of the team. Ayan, yan yung ating coaching leadership. Okay? So meaning, you are always there, no, to guide, to provide help quickly to your employees when needed. Kailangan namin, sir, kailangan namin ng tulong dito kasi hindi namin ma-access yung ating website, ganyan. So you help them quickly and effectively, no? Provide action, help them how to access it. Okay, that's coaching leadership. And we have the visionary leadership here. Goldman talks about this style as having inspiring. Okay, take note of that one. Having inspiring having inspiring long-term goals that take department and company forward, creating an atmosphere where the team members can build their own knowledge and abilities, knowing they have, ayan, parang kinulayan ko na lahat. So yes, no? Sorry. Kala ko kasi may dot, no? Pero importante talaga siya lahat, no? So it means pag visionary, it is driving your employees into a long-term goal, no? Your department into a long-term goal. Ayan. If I may ask our participants, do you have 5-year planning na ginagawa in your organization? Ayan. Along with the 5-year planning, meron tayong annual action plans, di ba? These plans that we are conducting are very, very vital. Ayan. Let me stress this out, no? It's very vital for us to direct our organization into a specific goal to keep our organization moving forward. Ayan. Yan yung ano natin, 'di ba? Parang daanan natin, no? Our guiding principle kung saan tayo papunta. So that later on, no, after few months or few years, you'll be able to evaluate saan na ba tayo as an organization? Saan na ba tayo? Are we able to achieve it? Are we able to achieve our goal? Saan na tayo sa goal natin? Where are we currently? Ayan. So yan yung ating ginagawa sa visionary leadership. With this style, that is nature, leaders have visions and missions that people buy into. Inspired by the direction it will take them now and in the future. Have you seen or have you known an organization na walang vision and mission? Ayan. Di ba wala? Okay, it's very impossible for the organization, for a business to be able to operate without any vision, without any mission, no? Kasi ito yung nagiging guide nila, guide natin in our day-to-day operation. Without visions, without missions, our achievements, our accomplishments, our milestone in the organization will not be as meaningful as it is. Kasi wala tayong pinaglalaanan nito. Wala tayong visions na pinaglalaanan ng ating mga accomplishment. Okay? So, by its nature, this leadership style lets us be able to come up with our visions, the ideas, no, goals, values na pwede nating i-transmit or i-communicate sa ating mga empleyado. All right. So we have here the comparison for the 6 leadership styles that we have. Okay. Let's compare them. Commanding, visionary, affiliative, democratic, pace setting, and coaching. Okay. On this side naman, this is the actions, no? The leader's modus operandi. Okay. Modus operandi talaga, no? So in the commanding, ayan, the leader's modus operandi is to demand immediate compliance. Okay, immediate compliance siya. Sa visionary naman, mobilizes people towards a vision. Okay? Sa commanding, immediate compliance. Ayan. Gawin nyo to kaagad. Now na. Dar na. Ayan. So yan yung ating commanding. Sa visionary naman, ayan, mobilizes people towards a vision. No? You let them follow the specific goal that you have for the organization. Affiliative naman is creating harmony and build emotional bonds. Ayan. Mother instincts, kumbaga. Nag-create tayo ng harmony and build emotional bonds with our employee. Hindi naman pwede na gera lang tayo ng gera, no? Trabaho lang tayo ng trabaho. We should create engagement with our employees as well, di ba? Create or build sturdy relationship, strong relationship. Fill in the gaps with bridge, no? Para magkaintindihan tayo. We all know that in every organization, we are very diverse. We vary. We have differences. And we cannot do anything about our differences. Hindi naman pwede na ipagpilitan natin na ayoko sa color blue. Ayan, ayoko sa color blue because I don't like that. No? Gusto ko color pink. Dapat pink yung ating office. Ayan. We cannot do that, di ba? We cannot enforce our wants, no? To anybody, to our organization. That is why we should not really deal or focus more on our differences. Instead, we focus on our similarities. Kaya nagkakaroon ng away, kaya nagkakaroon ng conflict sa organization. It's because people in the organization tend to forget to focus on the similarity. Instead, yung pinagpo-focus nila is yung differences. Ay, ganyan si ma'am kasi ganito, ganyan. Ay, ganyan si ma'am kasi ganito sila doon sa kanilang probinsya. Ayan. It should not be like that, no? We should not do prejudice and we should respect each and everyone's differences. Next is democratic, forges consensus through participation. Okay? Ask them about their contribution, ask them for their ideas and opinions. Pace setting is setting high standards for performance. Coaching develops people for the future. The style in a pace, the style nitong commanding is do what I tell you. Ganyan, no? Parang ganyan, no? In a sense, in a phrase, ganyan yung sinasabi ng commanding. Sa visionary naman, in a sense, ganito yung pagkakasabi. Come with me. Ha? Come to the feast of heaven and earth, yung sabi. Affiliative is people comes first. Democratic naman, what do you think? No, you ask it. What do you think about this, ma'am? What do you think about this, sir? Pace setting, do as I do now. Or else, de, joke lang. So, yan yung ating pace setting. Coaching is try this. No? Ma'am, why don't you try this? Ayan. So, during coaching, di ba, sinasabi natin yan. Try mong ganito, try mong ganyan. Try mong nga gawin ito. Ayan. So, the emotion in each of the leadership style, first one for commanding, drive to achieve, initiative, self-control. Visionary, we have self-confidence, empathy, change catalyst. In the affiliative, we have empathy, building, relationship, communication, collaboration naman sa democratic, team leadership, communication, and the space setting, conscientiousness, drive to achieve, and initiative. Sa coaching naman, we have developing others, empathy, and self-awareness. Yan, magnifying natin. Sorry, pwede pala siyang magnify. Yan, dito naman, okay, yung commanding, no, is best in crisis to kickstart a turnaround or with problem employees. Yung visionary naman is when changes require vision or when a clear direction. Next is to heal reefs is a team or to motivate people during stressful circumstance. To buy in yung consensus ng people sa democratic or to get input from valuable employees. Pace setting naman is to get quick results from a highly motivated and competent team. Next is to help an employee improve performance or develop long-term strengths. Ayan. So overall, let's check here overall impact of this leadership style in the organization. So for the commanding, yung overall impact niya is really negative, no? Kaya nga minsan lang dapat tayo nagko-command, no? Then visionary, most strongly positive. Affiliative naman is positive. Democratic is positive. Pace setting is negative. And coaching is positive. Yeah, but don't get it wrong, ha? When all of this leadership style are actually still applicable. That depends on what the situation requires you to, to do. So dapat wag nating baliwalain din yung other leadership style. Minsan we have to be a mixture of affiliative and democratic. Sometimes we need to be commanding and pace setting. Sometimes we need to be visionary. We do coaching. So mag-mix lang po kayo, no? Mag-mix lang. Ayan. So that depends on what leadership style you require to do on a specific situation, current situation where you're in. Okay? And next that we have here. Okay, let's watch this, how to become a leader. This video here.
In almost every professional setting that I have ever been in, the higher level leaders are on the lookout for emerging leaders. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to become a leader. Hello again, friends. I'm Alex Lyon, and Communication Coach is here to help you increase your impact so you can lead the teams around you with higher levels of excellence. I'm especially interested in helping team leaders, frontline supervisors, and frontline managers. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how to become a leader. In the past couple of decades of my professional experience, I have noticed a pattern, a three-step pattern that I want to unpack for you in terms of how to become a leader. The first step is you have to become a great individual contributor. That means that on your team, you were hired for a role and you have to do that role really well. You're an expert, you have to bring your expertise to bear. If you have a deadline, you've got to hit that deadline. You've got to make sure you're doing your part and pulling your weight. The second thing you have to do as an individual contributor is develop better people skills. You have to get along with your team members, you have to get along with clients. If you can't get along with people, now, no one's going to think of you as a potential leader in the future. The third thing you want to do when you're an individual contributor is handle pressure well. Sometimes a customer will complain or someone else on the team is really hard to get along with. You're going to face some kind of problem. And if you handle it well, then people will start to develop a trust in you. They'll say, oh, Aaron is ready for the next level, or Robert really handled that pressure well. He can handle responsibility. You've probably seen the opposite when people around you make things worse and they really go crazy when there's a problem and show their stress. You don't want to do that. You want to get through it smoothly. So once you're doing that well at the individual contributor level, the second phase of this arc is you have to lead by example. And I really see two major areas where people can lead by example. The first one is that there'll be a need. A lot of times there's a need, some problem that's going on or some issue that needs attention, needs a little extra work, and most people on the team will just wait. And if you see that and you take initiative, take some action, and help solve that problem, help meet that need, then you're leading by example. A lot of times people don't realize that they're supposed to do this. They're waiting for the manager above them to handle it, but oftentimes your boss will be waiting for someone on the team to do it. In fact, you may even be the one to bring up the problem. You may say, oh, there's a real issue here. And your boss might say, well, Alex, sounds like you really want to work on this. Why don't you do that? That's a signal to you to take initiative and lead by example. A lot of times we want our bosses to solve all of our problems, but they want the opposite. They want us to step up and lead by example. And the other thing you want to do when you're leading by example in this second stage is you want to make sure you're speaking outside of your area of expertise. So you can get stuck in the role of individual contributor if you only talk about your favorite topic when it comes up. You have to talk about the overall team concerns and contribute to the discussion more generally. You have to broaden your vocabulary and the issues you're able to speak on. So now you're leading by example. The next step up is sooner or later, a leadership position will open and you have to cross that chicken line and apply. You have to stick your neck out and say, I'm going to apply for this. And what happens is when you're leading by example, here's like the little magic to it. You're really already acting as a leader. And so you will, without realizing it, you'll be at the front of the line in everybody's mind for that kind of promotion because you're already acting like a leader and that promotion is just going to make it official. This middle step of leading by example is one that people often miss. They think if I just do my job really well, sooner or later someone will promote me. They don't realize that leading by example is the unofficial step toward official leadership. And that's what the people are doing. When people are looking for emerging leaders, they're not just looking for smart people. They're looking for people who are already leading by example. And I have seen this unfold time and time again across a variety of professional settings. So enough about what I think about how to become a leader. I want to hear what you think. What are your tips for becoming a leader in professional settings? I would love to hear your comments in that section below. So thanks, God bless, and I will see you next time. And so when you handle that pressure well, people start to think, oh, maybe Aaron or maybe Robert, maybe their level.
All right. So that is the summary of how to become a leader, no? Specifically becoming a transformational leader. All right. So we have a question here for everyone before we end this session. Ayan. What kind of a leader are you? Yan. If I may ask everyone, no, what kind of a leader are you? Yung default natin, no, default na leadership style. We're talking about leadership style, no? Not the method. Alin doon sa anim? Are we commanding? Are we pace setting? Democratic, affiliative, authoritative, no? Visionary? Which of the 6 is your default, no? Default or yung default natin na leadership style in the organization. Ayan. You may type in the chat box your answers. Ako, my default talaga is democratic, no? But sometimes as a head, no, kailangan talaga na maging pace setting din tayo minsan, no? In order for us to really direct our people into the best, no, the success of the organization. Kailangan din natin yan. Sabi ni Ma'am Zoe, democratic. Okay, thank you so much for sharing, ma'am. Sir Romnick is affiliative. Yung default ni Sir Romnick is affiliative. Kay Ma'am, ayan, kay Ma'am Janet naman is coaching. Wow. And Ma'am Marilyn is democratic. Ma'am Loressa is also democratic. So as I can see here, we all vary, no? We all vary in our default leadership style. And thank goodness because you know, you are self-aware of what leadership style you are actually doing. Take note, okay? Take note that each of these leadership styles can be done, no? Anytime, whenever the situation needs it. Kailangan, no? We change it as well. Kailangan nating maging, if we need to be authoritative, no? Kailangan gawin din natin maging commanding. If we needed to discipline someone, we need to become pace setter. Ayan. So thank you so much. Sister Christian then is democratic. Awesome. All right. So that is the end of our session, and I really appreciate your participation on this afternoon session. Thank you so much. You may check our Facebook page, yan, www.facebook.com/STCS Asia. Email our team, admin@stellartraining.asia, training team at stellartraining.asia, or our customer service at hello@stellartraining.asia. Again, your certification will be provided to you or sent to you within 24 hours or within the day. No? Your e-certificates will be sent to you together with the training materials and the access to the training recording. Ayan. So do we have any questions po, if I may ask? Ayan, may question po ba tayo? Ayan. Pag wala na tayong question, let's turn on our camera para makapag-picture tayo at maipresenta natin sa PIDEA yung ating mga participants ngayong araw. Ayan. PIDEA talaga, sir. Bakit PIDEA, sir? Alright. So, alright. Who else? Si Ma'am Che, wala pa. Ayan, Ma'am Che. Thank you so much. Si Sir Romnick, si Ma'am Jezreel. Okay, let's take a picture. The count of 3. Okay, at the count of 3, 1, 3, smile. All right, 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so thank you so much for joining us and for choosing STCS as your training provider. We still have a lot of promotions ongoing for the trainings that we have. You can visit our Facebook page for the trainings programs for you to get your certificate and career development. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day, po. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Ma'am Marilyn. Thank you. Thank you so much, po, Sir Romnick. Thank
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sir Van.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome, Ma'am Janet. You're welcome po. Bye-bye.
Thank you po.
Ah.